The third piece is, and I heard this come up in question period today, and that is what is happening around, well, temporary foreign workers and the issue of the government's assistance to businesses to bring people in to fill particular kinds of jobs that businesses in Alberta, usually, interestingly enough, smaller businesses, seem to be having a hard time getting Albertans or people who are already here to fill those particular jobs. So we end up going outside of the country. The Philippines is a good example. And I've had a letter, I'm sure others have had a letter, from a group that's actually operating out of BC that offers cleaning services. And they can't get hired cleaners locally, so they're trying to bring in people from the Philippines, I think. And their issue is that they're puzzled about the pilot project through, and these are initials, I apologize for that, AINP program, which allows room attendants who are working in hotels to be considered for permanent residency visas, but the National Occupation Code that relates to these room attendants is the same one for light-duty cleaners, which is what this group is recruiting, but the program doesn't extend to the cleaners, so they're not eligible for that residency visa under the program, which is, that's a head-scratcher. What's the difference between, cleaning an office and cleaning a hotel room? So if I'm finding that it's very difficult to work your way through a logical through line of how we actually work with temporary foreign workers and inviting people to move to Alberta permanently. Now, I've always believed, and my caucus has always believed, that if we're going to ask people to come from other countries to work here to fill jobs that Albertans can't or won't fill, then we should be extending immigration rights to them. I just think, if we want them here, then give them those rights and privileges. I personally really struggle with the concept of temporary foreign workers because I think it's a form of 21st century slavery, frankly. But it seems to work for a lot of small business people. I represent a lot of small business people. This is the concern they've raised with me. And I'll put it on the record and maybe follow up with a letter to the minister specific to this as to why we end up with these inconsistencies. So thank you for the opportunity to put those questions on the record, Mr. Speaker.